is a lot of sort of maleness coming to the fore and announcing itself in violence and racism and hatred because they're lonely and lost and feel that they are not useful in society. How did we get there?
The most unstable nations in the world have one thing in common, and that is they have too many lonely, broke, and alone men.
Right.
Wrong. So, okay, name these nations. Name these broken third world nations. And I can bet you most of them aren't white. The reason why those nations are broken, fucked up, is because of you white men going there and destabilizing shit. But you won't take accountability to that shit, just like you won't take accountability in fucking up black men for centuries. Fucking up their employment. Fucking up their livelihood. But keep going and keep blaming racism on stupid insults. Please keep going.
Person in the world. Salman Rushdie wasn't attacked because of the fatwa. He was attacked because a guy was living in his mother's basement. We have a crisis among young men, and it starts at a young age.
And see, this is the reckoning. This is the chickens coming home to roost because you white men have been fucking up everything you see, wreaked havoc everywhere, and now you guys are cannibalizing yourselves, your own communities, to where you guys are questioning y'all's existence. And nobody wants to be with a man that is that havoc. It's one thing for niggas, but it is the global reputation of white men and their havoc across the world to where nobody wants to be with you guys. That's why you guys are lonely and pathetic.
Twice as likely on a behavior-adjusted basis to be suspended, 7 in 10 high school.
But the stupid thing about it is that when women see this shit, they're thinking it's all men, black men especially, for some odd dumbass reason.
Victorians or women, for every two female graduates.
All right, here comes the men are unambitious, men don't get anywhere. Okay, but the thing is that you don't take in accountability of the limited amount of male teachers. You also don't take in the fact that men, especially black men, are forced into special education. They're put in bad schools where, again, men aren't given equal opportunities to learn because teachers are so focused on getting the girl out of the damn hood, even though she don't even want to get out of the goddamn hood. That's the fucking problem. And it's been a problem since I was in grade school. There was so much fucking focus about getting Keisha out the goddamn hood, and Keisha already had 2 kids. She ain't going anywhere. So why the fuck you putting all your resources in Keisha? You should be putting all your goddamn resources in Raheem, who is trying to learn physics, but his mom can't afford college. You should be getting him somewhere. Getting him to Howard. Or getting him as far away from the hood as possible. But you worry too much about Keisha. You're too worried about getting girls and fitting this quota of look at all these girls kicking ass and shit. And then every time there's a Black Girls Rock, we're always questioning, oh, damn, how come black boys don't get shit?
From college for the next 5 years, you'll only have one. The scariest stat, walking down the avenue that is America, only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 have had sex in the last year. You hear sex and your brain fires, but the bottom line is, it's a key step to the elemental foundation of any society.
And that's y'all white folks' fault. You guys created the bitch. You guys created these entitled women, starting with y'all's Karen, putting them in this kind of prized possession, giving them the ability to falsify rape against black men. And these same women have turned on you. They have turned on you to do the same lynching that was done unto black men. You created this bitch. You created this entitled bitch that can make up all these accomplishments. yet can look at a man who's making 80K and tell him he ain't worth shit, even though she's making 30K. You created this bitch. You created this sexist society of propping up feminism and propping up women to this position, and now you're mad you're sexless in a marriage? This is your creation, white man. This is your creation.
Not as relationships. Young men.
Stop fucking blaming men on not keeping up when women really don't even respect most of the shit that men do anyways. Black women, women in general don't respect fathers. They don't respect trade. They don't respect work, hard blue collar jobs. They don't respect dirty jobs. They don't respect the military. They don't respect anything. All these women respect is some goofy rapper who sings and raps and fantasizes and promotes drug use and alcoholism and throwing money and flushing it in a toilet. She props that up, but yet shames the working class man who is keeping the lights on, who was working during fucking COVID when all the jobs, all those little bullshit jobs that women had were disappearing. But you never noticed men were never appreciated for the shit that they did. You know what they did? They ended up just appreciating women that still held jobs. They appreciated the nurses. That was it. And that's good, on them. But what about the other dudes? What about the men that was keeping the power on? The men who couldn't call in sick because there was only 4 people on the job on shift, and they couldn't afford to lose any more men. What about that? You didn't hear about those stories. You didn't hear those stories too much. Not too much.
Attaching to work, they aren't attaching to women. They aren't attaching to schools. We are producing too many of the most dangerous person in society. And we are losing out on a key. We're not going to have kids. We're not going to have a productive society. We're going to have more violence.
See, the thing is, they're misconstruing a lot of bullshit. Because the men who are going to be doing the violence are your Ray Rays and Pookie, are your select fuckboys, regardless of race. It's not these fucking incels that they claim. Because the thing is, they'll contradict themselves. They'll say that men are so unambitious and they're just living in a mama's basement and they're not doing anything. They're unattached. They have no interest in talking to girls. Okay, if they're not interested in talking to girls, why the fuck would they be dangerous? If they're not interested. By your logic, they can literally just go out to a club and just be like, okay, cool. You have to take in consideration, when was the last incel attack? The last incel attack was in the UK, and before that, it was in Canada. America hasn't had an incel attack since, 8 years? It's been a while. I know there was one after the Elliot Rodgers situation. But there were no incel attacks. There was no uptick when the Joker movie came out. And theaters had the whole police squad up in the theaters on the premiere weekend of the Joker, but nothing happened. I wonder why. You're so worried about the loser men. You're so worried about men who are saying fuck it, and these men aren't the ones raping, hurting women. It's these select fuckboys who are unchallenged. It's these select fuckboys that know that women will bend over backwards for them, regardless of anything. It's those men fucking up society. It's those men fucking up the dating world. But you're too busy trying to look at this lowly loser dude who already tapped out. You guys are too worried about that. There's no rage army. There's no red pill rage army of men ready to kill women for no fucking reason. All because they couldn't get a prom date. It's a myth. Y'all have been saying this for fucking years. Ooh, we're the most lonely. Wait a minute. When COVID happened, the dawn of COVID happened, who were offing themselves? Women. Who are going fucking crazy? Women. Who are doing all these dumb shit for attention? Women with OnlyFans. What were men doing? Men were learning skills. You know what's one thing or another thing? Men were never appreciated or thanked for the rise of crypto. Not even the black manosphere. Not even the black manosphere was thanked for the rise of crypto. And we had so much shit. Man, a lot of these brothers were making so much money off of crypto, man. But we were never thanked or even appreciated for that shit. I had women down talk me for being into crypto.
And also, we're going to have a society that does not value young men, and they do not. Young men are different.
Okay, and that's who's going to not value them? It's going to be the women. You created this monster. Because really, truthfully, there is nothing that men can do that women will respect. Even from the bottom, the bottom of the totem pole. Not even a blubbery fat bitch will respect any man, regardless of how much he makes, no matter what he does. She will always have the ability, the freedom, and the thumbs up, the respect, the go ahead to cheat and not be faithful to any man, regardless of what he does.
They develop later. And by the way, if you're a young man, this work from home thing is a disaster. They need young men.
It's not a disaster because this is keeping us from getting in trouble in the workplace with women. No man wants to deal with false allegations, sexual harassment, all that bullshit. Hey, you scared us out of the workforce. I'd rather work at home. Fine, cool. Again, white man, this is your creation. This is your monster. Thank you for creating the bitch.
Young men need guardrails. They need to know how to read a room. They need to put on a clean shirt. They know not to...
Nah, stop doing all this bullshit of men needing to do X, Y. We've been knowing how to read the room. This is why we have the manosphere. Whether it's the white manosphere, the black manosphere, MGTOW, black MGTOW, IB Moore, all that. We've been reading the room. We've been reading especially black men, we've been reading the room better than y'all niggas, than y'all motherfuckers. Than y'all white men. We've been reading the room. From racism to anti-black male hate, we've been reading the fucking room. The thing is, you're crying that you don't have another punching bag, and when the punching bag is no longer feeling like the punching bag, you self-destruct. And now you're so worried about women needing to find mates. Go fuck themselves. They want to promote LGBT and they want to promote their the little girlfriends and all this shit. Go fuck. They need to go fuck each other then.
Get high or drink too much during the week, and then get into the office the next day. We have a crisis among young men. It is.
Why is it always on the men? You never talk about women. You never talk about what the women needed to choose better. We've literally since the fucking 80s, 90s, I mean 70s really, we've been complaining about women needing to choose better men. Women needing to choose educated men. Got the nice guys, the good guys, the guys that has their shit together. We've literally, to the point of now, we have literally villainized men for having their shit together. For trying to say that, oh, they only have their shit together because they're privileged. Or they're only having their shit together because they want to control women. Okay, fine. Here's these dusty, no good men. What's the complaint now? Oh, they're unambitious. Yeah, whatever.
Might be one of the most dangerous things in our society.
And where do you put the phone in this equation? Because
oh well, that's it. That's my rant, and this is the ignorance of white liberals and their failure to failure for their own accountability. You want to blame men so much, but women are the ones that who cheat the most, have no loyalty, and and have the single ability to keep or abort a child, what the fuck do men need to do? Of course, men are tapping out, and I'm proud of that shit.